ChatGPT, what do you know about Ubuntu? It gave me the perfect textbook answer. Ubuntu, I am because we are. A philosophy of interconnectedness from Southern Africa. So then I ask, if you know Ubuntu so well, why don't you live it? And what I receive back is basically silence. So our most powerful technologies can explain philosophy, but they don't embody it. And the gap between knowing and truly understanding is not just a problem, it might be the greatest opportunity of our time. Because for the first time in history, we have technology powerful enough to carry our values everywhere. But the question is, which values do we choose? I learned at the early age what it means to be present but not understood. I walk into a German kindergarten. The walls are painted bright yellow. I can hear children laugh and play. But for me, it's utterly silent. I cannot speak the language. I cannot join the games. I'm invisible. And for a child, that feels like an entire universe. But then I find a way to communicate. And finally, I belong. So connection is not just about being present, it's about being understood. And today, AI faces the same challenge. It speaks multiple languages, but it fails to truly understand. 20 years later, my father dies, and silence returns in another form. By then, I speak multiple languages, yet I'm speechless again. I can't think, I can't plan, I don't know what's next. But to be honest, what can be next when you lose the greatest love of your life? And in that dark hour, something remarkable happens. The whole Eritrean community steps in. Family members, old neighbors, friends, the whole community in Germany, globally. Everyone supported us so much that we did not have to decide what to wear, how to travel, and even how to plan a funeral in Asmara. Every single detail was carried for us because we could not carry ourselves. So justice and inclusion are not simple ideas. They are what happens when we carry one another. What my community lived was no coincidence. It was philosophy lived for generations. It was philosophy that worked because everyone contributed. So what if the philosophy that carried us could carry the whole world? And even one step further, what if the philosophy that carried us could change the way we build AI today? And maybe it's no accident that I stand here today, living inside of two worlds. One, inside of technology, building the system that shape our lives, and one within the African philosophies that was carried by my ancestors and cultures for generations. And here's what that dual lens shows me. AI is not neutral. Every system carries a philosophy. And right now, the philosophy that it carries is only one worldview. which is Western individualism. It's competition over cooperation. It is efficiency over equity. It's growth over balance. And if you code that worldview into machines, you don't just create new problems, you amplify injustice. So the question is not whether philosophy impacts AI. It clearly does. The question is, which philosophy will shape the machines that will shape us? The Global South has always been neglected. Our philosophy sidelined, our voices excluded, our knowledge extracted. But neglect is not the same as non-existence. Philosophies are diverse, they are alive, they're exactly what the world is starving for right now. Ubuntu from South Africa says, I am because we are. If any one of us is excluded, we are all diminished. Or in other words, your well-being is tied to mine, and my well-being is tied to yours. Sankofa from Ghana says, go back and fetch it. While the feet of the bird faces forward, it carries the wisdom of the past. Ma'at talks about cosmic order, truth, balance, and justice. In ancient Egypt, your heart was weighed against a feather. If your heart was heavy with greed, you would fall, but if your heart was light, you would live on. These are not just philosophies for me. They are operating systems for justice, whether we talk about technology or society. And while they're African philosophies, they carry a universal truth. So now, I would like to show you the dangers of AI. Amara uses a healthcare app to check the marks on her skin. The AI is trained on lighter tones, so it fails to read her. The issue is not that her skin is unhealthy. The issue is that her skin is unseen. In Ghana, Akusoa uses plant medicine passed down for generations. A big company scraps their community records, puts them into AI, patents the cure, makes millions. Her ancestors' knowledge becomes their profit. One large AI model emits as much carbon as 5 cars in their entire lifetime. While we're putting billions into energy-hungry code, we're burning the planet. Now let me show you what happens if we would include African philosophies. The Ubuntu algorithm would ask, is the whole humanity reflected? Because if Amara's skin isn't seen, the system fails. And as I told you before, if anyone is excluded, we are all diminished. The Sankofa database would honor Akusoa's wisdom with credit, consent, and shared benefits. Because progress without respect is just sophisticated theft. The Ma'at machine would weigh any innovation against harmony with Earth. And instead of burning the planet for speed, it would make sure that innovation is worth it. The difference between those two scenarios is philosophy. So here's my challenge to you. Before you build, deploy, or trust any algorithm, put it through the human code test. Ask Ubuntu, does it connect us, make us more human together? Ask Sankofa, does it honor the wisdom and dignity of those who came before us? Ask Ma'at, does it restore balance or tip the scales even further? If the answer is no, you're not writing the future, you're only automating the past. But if the answer is yes, then you're using the most powerful tool in history to amplify the oldest truth of humanity, which is that we are one. AI AI is not destiny. It is design. It is a choice to code separation or to code belonging, the choice to automate the past or to write the future, the choice to forget that we are one or to remember. So what if machines forget that we are one? Then we end up with one single worldview coded into the biggest shift of our time, and we miss the opportunity to make AI a tool for good, a technology, a solution, finally worthy of us all. So ChatGPT, when will you embody Ubuntu? Okay.